I want you to think about how many amazing cameras that shoot video have come out in the last 2 years. So why in the hell am I lugging this thing around in 2023? Well, last 2 years, we have had the A7S III, Sony FX3, Sony FX30, Canon R5, Canon C70, the recently released Fuji X-H2S, and the list goes on. In short, I still think the 6K Pro is the best camera you can buy for under $2,500 for my specific needs, and I want to tell you why. As a full-time filmmaker, I'm always on the lookout for the best tool to bring my vision to life, and the 6K Pro is still my go-to camera for wedding and commercial work in 2023. In the filmmaking industry, I would argue every camera manufacturer makes a camera capable of producing incredible footage. I mean, heck, I'm shooting this on a Sony a7 IV right now. You just have to ask yourself, what is the best tool for the job? It goes without saying, the reason I come back to the 6K Pro time and time again is the image quality. The feeling I get every time I import this footage into Resolve is honestly breathtaking. How it renders the colors, the highlight roll off on the skin. I still don't think there's anything quite like it at this price point. But some would argue shooting RAW for weddings is a little overkill, but I would honestly have to disagree. I personally love having that flexibility in post and being able to readjust the white balance / ISO natively, but also just being able to push and pull the colors to how I would like without seeing a degrade in quality over time. This is especially an added bonus for me when it comes to live events like a wedding and not being able to control every situation. Having that flexibility in post to shot match and make the overall story more cohesive is a huge win in my book. And since we're on the topic of B-RAW, my second biggest win for this camera is still the workflow. Having a company like Blackmagic Design who makes arguably the best video editing software and then also makes the codec for this software is honestly a game changer. I am not kidding when I say I can edit 6K RAW footage on my 2018 MacBook Pro. It's 5 years old. And being a filmmaker full-time, I cannot stress the importance enough of having a dialed-in workflow because as the saying goes, time is money. So having footage that edits like butter inside a video editor is going to save you so much money in the long run, and this could really end up saving you hours of time per project as well. And speaking of saving time, you can't talk about a Blackmagic camera without talking about their menu system. I would say it's widely regarded as having the best menu system in the industry. Everything from the way it's laid out just makes sense. You can technically access the most important settings you would need right from the home screen. And many have made the comparison as far as the UI to something like Apple. It's just intuitive and very easy to use, and I would have to agree. You can change the settings quickly on the fly. And one of the best parts is the HDMI out feed that I use all the time on my small HD monitor. It just looks so clean as well, which I love. And for a run and gun filmmaker like myself, being able to immerse your audience into your film through audio is huge. So being able to mount a shotgun microphone through the mini XLR port, I'm able to get amazing sounding audio quickly on the fly. This is gonna save me a ton of time in post because I'm not having to just dub it in later or grab something like on a third-party website. I found the preamps in this camera have worked well enough to get great audio in a variety of locations. We'll just take a quick listen to these clips. And last thing I want to touch on is with the camera is the price. For $2,500 in 2023, in short, you're getting a camera with 6K quality, internal RAW, internal NDs, and arguably the best menu system in the game. Now, yes, it does not have autofocus and there is no IBIS, but through my experience and for the type of work I do, I've not missed those features at all. And I would also argue IBIS may be a thing of the past in a couple years. With the introduction of AI gyro stabilizing, this goes back to my previous point of the power of a company making the editing software, but then also making the camera itself. Being able to optimize your gyro data in camera to communicate with the software, I see being a huge advantage for Blackmagic in the future, especially for any future camera releases. And 2 years later, I still think this is one of the best value cameras you can buy in 2023, which is the main reason I will be using this for all of my wedding and commercial work this year. That is, unless we see maybe a new box style, Komodo style camera from Blackmagic, but that has yet to be seen, but we'll see. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I appreciate you. If you found this video helpful, just click the like button. Don't have to smash it, doesn't need to be smashed. And of course, subscribe if you're wanting to see more content related to wedding filmmaking specifically. And I hope to see you in the next video. Murphy, out.